Howdy friends, welcome back to the House of Tone. My name is Wes Lee. I'm a professional band instrument repair technician. I started a YouTube channel to show what my life is like in the trades. I appreciate you stopping by. Today we're going to be taking dents out of a professional saxophone. This Pro Sax is in for a good cleaning, and while it's here, the client wants the dents taken out. It got knocked off the stand a few times. So we've got dents here, dents in the bell. They're not bad, but they are a little tricky. Some dents up here. Here are 3 tools that will de-dent the saxophone. This is an N74A rod. It's 1 1/4 inch steel rod. It will not bend. This is the Saxophone snake kit. These are the N83 frictionless balls. Out of all of the tools that I've used for so long, different slotted balls, having to remove the pip in the body octave, these 3 tools have revolutionized how I work on saxophones and the level of work that I can do. Not necessarily in terms of speed, but in quality. And that quality means that if it was a soldered on bell, for example, the lacquer would get burned when you desolder it 9 times out of 10. Sometimes you get lucky, but for the most part, you're going to burn the lacquer, either coming off or going back on. That's just the way it is. The Sax Snake kit takes that out of the equation. It also takes out of the equation having to remove the octave pip, another solder joint, so there's not going to be a blemish in the finish when I'm done. The big honking N74A rod, I bought that for sousaphones and tubas and baritones. I bought it for low brass. I didn't buy it for saxophones. However, it's so long that I can work on the bell of a saxophone and it doesn't give. A lot of viewers will comment about the deflection from the tool or the vice stand. We don't have that with this tool. It is rock solid. That's something that I really like. So you already have your dent balls that you've bought for your other tools. They make a skinnier version of this rod, but I've gotten to where I really don't ever use it. Once I bought this, this took the place of it. The Sax Snake kit, it will work from the bell all the way up to the octave pip. The entire length, alto, tenor. The tool itself, changing the balls, it's a little time consuming. However, not having to disassemble an instrument all the way, that's huge. Just putting that out there in terms of thinking about how you're setting up your shop and how you're equipping your shop. Let's remove some dents. Okay, so we're going to start by smoothing out some of the rough edges. On these really nice Pro Saxes, the body tube is really thin. And so it's all about control and just smoothing down some high spots. I think we'll go ahead and take care of this one while we're here. See, this has got a really sharp ridge point right here. We're just going to want to burnish that back down, chase it back down. It's not about hitting it hard, it's about hitting it square. So you can see we've made that much softer of a ridge line. So that's the beauty of this Sax Snake kit, is that it goes under this octave pip. We don't have to take it out. We don't have to deal with using a slotted ball. And I've shown this before, how you thread this on to the end. It's got this cutaway. You draw it up. You can see through that tone hole. And you just pop it on. And now we will move to where our dent is. And you can see that's our dent ball with the grease that I just put on. And because we did some preliminary work with our chasing hammer, the dents just come out much easier. You're softening the creases. So undoing that damage is a lot easier. So we come in and just make sure that that's what's what. And square up our light lines over the area. Yeah, that looks real good. And ease the tool back out the bell. Just gonna ease it up. Pop it on. Gonna add a little bit of grease. Come up under our dent right here. Looks like this was a series of dents. Looks like 2 or 3 impacts. When you're using a fixed ball, you have to vary your pressure so that either side doesn't get away from you. And you want to stay at the bottom of the crease to bring that up to the high spot. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to bring the low spots up without pushing the high spots. And that's what we do with the chasing hammer then, we chase down the high spots. So we may have to do that a couple of times on this one. Now where this solder joint is broken away, there's also a dent under that. And so we're just going to go ahead and use this kind of a motion to come right up to that tone hole and get that dent out. And we'll check the level on that in just a few minutes. Okay, now let's go back to this. Another thing that you'll notice, I'm letting the saxophone body be a seesaw, and I'm using the dent, the crease of the dent, as the fulcrum point. I'm also not putting any pressure on the bell. I'm only touching the body tube, and my left hand is just for control. And a lot of times, when you find the crease, instead of going this way, you can go this way and just ride the crease. You can get it to hang where it's at. Sometimes not. You have to experiment. It's all about getting a feel for it. That's pretty close. I think we're going to pull it out, chase it a little bit, and then go back in. go. Now it's... Yeah, that looks good. So here's where we could make a choice. We could go ahead and switch to the big bar, or we can run another ball and get this. I'm going to start with just getting another ball and still using this rod, even though it's on the straight. This rod is then the same diameter as these old rods that have used and broken many of. This rod is far superior because the ball doesn't sit just at the end where it can shear off. These are the same diameter, but because the ball sits on top of the rod, it's stronger. So this was a pretty key component when I was looking at what am I going to do about dents on a saxophone. But you can see is what we were talking about earlier. There's a lot more rigidity in this setup. Now, if you notice my hand position this time as I was taking the stent out, I'm not touching the body tube at all. This time I am only touching the bell bow and the bell rim. And actually, my fingers are cupped around the rod so that I don't scratch the instrument. And only the palm of my hand is kind of guiding the rim. I'm going to use the frictionless ball and I'll let it float. For me, that has been the key, to not dead tighten it, to let it float so that it takes up the surface. And I'm going to start back here with this dent that's around the guard. So I'm going to go carefully in. Now you'll notice that my grip has come all the way up. I've choked up. I am on the low B tone hole. I'm actually holding through there. What that allows me to do is to feel if this ball wants to get away from me. The other cool thing about these frictionless balls is that you can also treat them the same way. You can get under the crease and ride the crease from side to side. And then come back and do a little more. And then just bring all the light lines to come in together. And there it is. Yeah, looks good. There's a little pecker right there. Get that one. The more you look, the more you see. Just seek and destroy a whole bunch of them there. All right, now flip it back over. Oh, I see a couple that are down here I'm going to take care of. Okay, and then the ones that are circled, the bottom one first. And then this one. And then Use that light line, push it back. That's the real reason I'm wearing gloves, is because of all these needle springs. You're bound to get poked several times. So that came out really nice. Well, all right, friends, thanks for dropping by the shop today. That Yanigasawa tenor sax just turned out great. I hope that my thoughts on setting up a small shop help. Dual purpose in your tools, etc. If I could go back to when I started my shop, I would have done things differently. I guess everybody would say that. I would have focused much more on the dent machine, the Big Z, the Mini Z, and some of the specialty saxophone tools. As I get older, I'm wanting leverage more than brute force. So maybe that's something to consider. Ms. K says hello. All the best from here. We appreciate the support. This is Wesley signing out.